Yo, what's going on, guys? Gonna be showing you how to carry on Sejuani in the jungle with the best build and runes possible. You want to take Phase Rush with Nimbus, Celerity, Water Walking, Triumph, Alacrity, Attack Speed, AP, and Health. Taking Aftershock on Sejuani is a little bit redundant, and ultimately being faster will help you take less damage and stay on top of people to land your full stun. It looks like they might be invading me this game, hopefully not. I wanted to start in my bot side jungle. Go ahead and leave our ward down, grab oracles. We took the blue jungle item instead of green for more mobility. For our items, we're going to rush down Radiant Virtue. Radiant Virtue has been overbuffed, I think, and Heartsteel has been overnerfed. It's cheaper, it gives a whole bunch of stats, heals your teammates a lot whenever you are, and puts your teammates' non-ultimate abilities on an extremely low cooldown. It's best if you get a leash from a melee champion, because whenever you or a melee ally autos an enemy champion or monster, it lets you stack your E really fast. Like you see there, we took it stupid fast. We hit it with an auto W and the E. Sejuani can do a leashless full clear 325 if you have it optimized, and it's pretty healthy as well. Go ahead and smite that and walk away. If you take Nimbus, you could also go for Ignite or Exhaust instead of Ghost. The thing is, whenever you gank, people are generally trying to get away from you. So having Ghost or Flash is typically best so you can stay on top of them. Ghost, in my opinion, is a bit better for the extensions you get off of kills and assists. We'll go ahead and do a full clear here. The reason why you end up doing full clears on Sejuani is you don't want to expose yourself to the enemy jungler. You're not going to be able to solo things like Graves, Warwick, Viego, Silas. I mean, there's very few enemy junglers you do want to try to solo fight. Majority you're trying to avoid. So if you gank early, they'll know exactly where you're going to next. For example, let's say we get our blue buff gank, they know to path into our red buff and kill us. That's something we want to avoid. Fight broke out pretty heavy bot side there. Doesn't look like it turned out very well for our team. Finish him off. Auto Q, auto E, hit him with smite. Kite it out this way. Now we just need one more auto. So we just did a pre 3-minute 10. It was about a 3-minute 8 with leash because we had a melee champion to help us out there to help apply our E. Gonna max W first. Doesn't seem to be boarded. I'm gonna go ahead and Ghost to get on her fast. Get on him fast. Auto W. Get him with the E. Auto attack. Push him into Aatrox with my Q, because Sejuani Q is like a little Alistar headbutt. So for those of you wondering, why didn't you just Q early? You don't. If you're already behind them and you can hit him with autos, you don't need to burn your Q because he would have flashed it and gotten away. Instead, I saved Q for when we can no longer reach him with autos. We get off our stun, I walked behind him and then Q'd him into my teammate. Since, like I said, our headbutt is like an Alistar headbutt. It pushes them a little bit in that direction we're hitting them from. Looks like she already got the scuttle. I'll go ahead and reset. First item back. I'm thinking grab boots and a chunk of Radiant Virtue. Pretty solid back, honestly. Boots, health, armor, take less damage from our monsters and be tankier for dives. For your tier 2 boots on Sejuani, usually gonna lean into plated steel caps over Merc Treads against their team. They are triple physical, so yeah, probably plated steel caps instead of Merc Treads. I'll head down here. It's probably too late though. Nyla's really far behind. She's 0-1. Q into her. Getting on top of Belveth is kind of absurd though. I don't necessarily want to stay for this. I don't know how much of a choice I have though. Because if Belveth stays... Yeah, this was an ugly situation. I shouldn't have come over here. There was no gank to be had. Nyla's too low. Ezreal has 700 gold advantage as well. Nothing's going to pan out there. Ahri's playing pretty far up the lane. We might be able to do something to her. Rip, miss W. You obviously want to land both sides of your W whenever you use it. The second part is the most important part to land because it is the slow and it's also the majority of the damage. You can consistently land it even if someone's being squirrely by using your Q. So if they've juked it, you can then Q into them to get it closer and to recenter it. Ahri's level 5. I'll go mid here. I'm hoping she doesn't hit 6 right as I'm about to gank. That would really suck. Q in. Got her with my W. She didn't level up her R and ult away fast enough. She could have potentially lived there. See how we had phase rush, so we got off that stun. Granted, we didn't get a chance to break the ice on her because she was too deep. But we were able to finish our E and get off our stun there with the move speed from the phase rush. Fizz honestly should have backed. R is going to come back to lane and kill him with her R. There's nothing I can do to help him there. There's no reason he should have stayed. Rumble doesn't have flash. I could go top and trounce him. Auto W. Auto Q. You can't really cancel monster auto attacks anymore. I don't know if it's a bug or a feature, but you used to be able to knock them out of their autos with your W and with your Q. It seems like no matter what CC you're throwing at them, you can't really stop their auto attacks, is what it is. I'm hoping they change that. Stepped on a ward. Don't know if Rumble noticed. I'm on 2 wards. Hey, this guy's in trouble. Get him with the slow. Auto attack E. He's stunned. We break the ice on him. Down he goes. I kind of want to break this while I'm here. He reacted too slow to having vision down. Vision only does you so much good if you're not going to react to it. Get her with that. Into the Q. Down she goes. Notice how we staggered our CC. We didn't stun her with R and then immediately hit her with Q. We waited until our R stun was about to end, so she was stuck in a perma CC chain. She went in assuming I didn't have R, probably assuming I didn't have Ghost either, but since I had both, she had no way to get a kill, but she had already committed to using her R, so she forced it. Once I ghosted away, she should have just left, but sunken ship fallacy. She already invested her R, and she wasn't going to leave without getting a kill or without dying there. Go ahead and grab our blue buff. That's the side that spawned in. I would like to get a kill bot and then take dragon. Sejuani is not a split pusher, and she's not a soloist. She's not a Fiora, she's not a Darius, she's not a Master Yi. She needs to team fight. Dragons are perfect for that type of playstyle. Bel'Veth is pretty weak right now. She went tier 2 boot rush. I don't even know if that's meta. I can't imagine that's good though, because Bork is so important on her. With all that being said, I don't think Bel'Veth is very good right now in the meta. I think she's a worse version of Viego or Master Yi. She's been over nerfed because of super high elo and pro play, I'd say. I'll go ahead and leave that right there. And now we can permanent break ice on this thing with the Moo. Ice break does 10% max health as well. Oh, I almost my only did 600. I thought it was doing 900. That's my bad. I want to get him with my W. Very nice. I don't want to die for it though. They're thinking about committing. We didn't get anything. I mean, we did get the dragon, but they're nervous about the Amumu R and my R, I'd imagine. I'm still on cooldowns, though. You can go over any wall, Sejuani Q. It's a huge dash, and the knockup on it has a lot of distance, a lot more than it says that, a lot more range than it says that the dash has. They're pushing in that wave. Could turn around with my R. Amumu pops his. Nyla has Conquer. Ezreal has Conquer. They both went all in Keystones. Nyla has a lot more shred than Ezreal generally, unless Ezreal is landing every single Q. Auto attack W. Notice how I didn't ping my teammates. I ping where the enemy is. If you ping your teammates directly, they take personal offense to that. Would not recommend doing it. Rumble might have rage quit. I don't see him. He has more CS than Aatrox, so I'm assuming he's hiding in a bush right now. He has 2 deaths. Aatrox doesn't have a single death. Rumble should not be ahead in CS. EW, down you go, buddy. R is pushing in that wave mid right now. Auto W. There's nothing to gank. Only thing to gank is opposite side of the map, and my team's just backed. My teammate's bot side. Could reset for Radiant Virtue. I'd rather not though, because I have R. Backing when your R is up is poopy. Bit of a sin. Hey, friend. I don't know why you wanted to do this. Pop him with my stun. I wasn't going to be able to land anything else. I'm trying to body block him. He needed getting sucked back in there. Put my big hog body in his way after the stun to slow him down. And that's why Rumble shouldn't have messed with us. Sejuani has the Q dash, Q knockup, W slow, E stun, R stun. If you want to land both of your stuns without having to wait 10 seconds, the best way to do it is to stun them with E first, break the ice, then stun them with R. That way you can break the ice both times. If you stun them with R right off the bat, it'll make you wait 10 seconds before you can E stun them. So the game basically wants you to get up close first, stun them with E, then stun them with R. If you want to be able to use it on the same person. Just got our Radiant Virtue. It's super good for team fighting. Obviously, it's weaker than Heart still for a 1 versus 1 to the death, but in team fights, it gives your teammates so much HP and a bunch of ability haste for a while, for 9 seconds. It's pretty big. 9 seconds of 20 ability haste plus a massive chunk of HP back based off of your maximum HP. They also get more the lower on health they are, so it makes it hard for enemies to finish off kills. She just got Herald. That's bad because now she has her Rift Coral for 3 minutes. Doesn't seem to be awarded. I'll Ghost for this. W, Q into him, knocked him out of the air. Smite on the Ezreal. No one's following it up though. Did nearly his whole health bar there, man. Over half. I'm on Ghost extension, so he shouldn't be able to outrun me. Yeah. W, Q into him. Hit him with the stun. I have no clue why no one's following up, but we're able to get the kill. Look at that healing. Look at the healing. We used our R. Radiant Virtue, guys, has already healed for 347 and 187 to ourselves off of 1 R. Pretty high, I'd say. Q him out of the air, or at least try to. I gotta run away. It's the power phase rush. She knew she couldn't keep up at that point. She pulled back. She didn't have stun, and she was out of dashes as well. These things are kind of tanky. They take more than an auto attack. It's time to back for plated. Their team is extremely physical damage heavy. I'm thinking we go for... I guess we get this into... I would like to go Mogs from here, actually. It's kind of expensive, though. I guess we'll go for Sunfire Aegis. I don't know why Warmogs cost 3,000. It used to be cheaper than that. It's way too much to justify it. Because this does a bunch of damage. Warmogs gives you 0 damage output. Sejuani doesn't have a single ability that does more damage the more HP she has, so... I'd rather have Sunfire. Q onto him. Got him with the slow. There's 0 follow-up, though. Fizz is too low to help. I would like this dragon. I still have my control word in the pit. I'll go ahead and pull it out. Once you're in combat with large minions, large monsters, or champions, well, I think it just in general. Yeah, champions or large jungle monsters, you lose your passive. It only lasts for a few seconds. That's what gives you all your extra armor and magic resist based off of your total. That's what makes Sejuani so gush, near and tanky. Also, when your passive is on, you can't be slowed. So if you're just walking around with passive on and Nasus tries to wither you, or someone tries to solo you in general, or you step on a team of mushroom, you won't be slowed. If I was top right now, Rumble would be dead. I'll head over bot since R is up. Moon has his R as well. Now would be a good time. He has tier 2 boots. He has tier 1 boots. Max our Q second. Get W on, Q into him. We get the slow. East down. I still have my R as well. Get him with R into W. I'm getting healed like crazy. Look at that healing, dude. It's way too high. Radiant Virtue breaks the game. Holy crap. It's already done over 1,500 healing for me and my allies. When everyone else's complete item that they've gotten has done like less than 100 worth of stats. I didn't realize she was over here. Oh, I'm gonna die. I thought I could kill her. She had less items than me. I needed to save a CC to knock her out of her channel. Whenever she channels, she gets a bunch. Oh my gosh, did I just give her? How much did she get from that? Okay, she got 700. That sucks. Yeah, whenever she's channeling, she has 70% damage reduction, the Bel'Veth, and she gets a bunch of healing when she's damaging you in her channel. So I needed to save a hard CC to win that. It just goes to show you need to avoid solo fights on Sedge. That's not where she shines. She shines with being a shield for her team and heavy CCing the enemies while your teammates are attacking them. That's my bad right there. Great example of what to avoid on Sejuani rather than what to emulate there. After Sunfire, we could push for Force if I think we need magic resist. Otherwise, we go straight for Thornmail to heal cut against the Bel'Veth while she munches on us. Thornmail's incredibly good versus her. She ends up very squishy with most of her most meta builds, to where if she's hitting a Thornmail champ, she legit just dies. Hey, alright. Gonna WQ into her. We get the slow. I get my R. Fizz lands his. I don't know if mine was worth it unless Fizz gets that kill, though. Look at that big hill, though. Holy moly. We're still getting that big hill. Stun on onto the Bel'Veth. Get this stun onto him. And we're going to stand here and kind of tank for our teammates while they're tanking the turret. Well, while they're fighting underneath the turret. That's what I'm trying to say. No, Aatrox. WQ into him. Down he goes. Even if you miss the first part of your W, as long as you land the second, it's fine. The second part does more than 3 times the damage. It's kind of ridiculous how much better the second one scales. 6% of your max health instead of 2%. Yeah, it literally just does way more. Over 3 times as much. We have our jungle item finished, so whenever we enter a bush, we go really fast. I'd like to reset. R's on a cooldown, missing a lot of health. I can get Sunfire as well. From this position, we could justify Thornmail or Warmogs. I don't want to build Warmogs just out of protest. Also, if you look at Sejuani's 6th highest win rate and pick rate builds, Warmogs isn't even in them for her first 3 items. That's how weak it is as an item. There's too much max health damage in the game to justify Warmogs as being a 3,000 gold tank item. Kind of poop. R is up. Dragon's coming up. Gotta stay alive and ready for that. Auto attack W. Auto attack E. Auto attack. Alrighty, let's find a fight here. Looking at items, 1 full 1, 1.5, 1.5. I am at 2.5, so this should be a good fight as long as we're not underneath their turret. We don't need to keep chasing though. That kill doesn't. These kills don't do anything for us, because if a teammate dies once, they give up all that shutdown gold. That's why you play for dragons. Dragon OP. Every dragon is worth somewhere around 300 to 600 gold per dragon for each player on your team in terms of stats gained. And then Drag Soul somewhere around 800 to 2,000 for each person on your team. So if you have 4 dragons plus Soul and they don't have any dragons, it's like your team is over a full item ahead on the enemy team. To where even if your comp in theory falls off, a lot of the times you still win. It's hard to come back from that. She actually feels really good. She's probably my favorite tank jungler right now. She's much more slippery than a Zac with Phase Rush, Radiant Virtue. It's a lot of fun, man. We'll go ahead and do a part 2 since that was so short. I'll see you guys there. Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to part 2. We have the same exact setup, items, and everything. We're up against an Elise this time. I would say this is more of a challenging matchup. Elise tends to be more aggressive. It's very clear that she wants to kill us in an invade, so what we'll do is path back down to our bot lane because we don't want to play for Nasus anyways. If you find yourself in a situation where there's a laner you can't gank for, don't end your route there. So for example, we could either start on our red buff, which would be the most optimal play. I'm worried he's not going to leash me though. So red buff start would be great. Or we could do blue straight into red to avoid the Elise, Raps, Wolves, Gromp, and path back down for a bot gank. Since we don't want to fight Elise, there's no way we can win that fight. I think that's our best option. We'll take the best leash possible here and go straight for the red. Since Pike and melee champion, it's still a really, really good leash because we can get off perma stuns. Yeah, it's very solid. I like that a lot. We'll go ahead and go straight to our red buff. We need to get that done ASAP. Elise most likely is going to make a pit stop at blue and Gromp before she invades. She doesn't have much kill potential this early on, like level 2. She really is more of a level 3 type of champion. So if she tries to cross right now, she won't get here quite in time. Just barely. Sedge is pretty good at taking this type of thing. Plus we have our ward down so we can kind of see. Now we'll get Raps into Wolves, Gromp, and we'll be chilling. Auto W. Her ward just broke, and I still have my smite. I'm not in a hurry to use my potion because you get healed more whenever you kill the large monster in the camp based off of how much health you're missing. So the more health you're missing, the bigger the heal you get by a little bit. So I'm not in a rush here. Varus died. He didn't bother to use any sums. Might as well save them for next game. I'm seeing Varus mid popping up all the time. It seems to be a very popular pick. Seeing it pretty much every game. I know it was popular in the pro scene, but it's been a while. Auto Q, auto W. So Elise did just path into bot. She beat me to the punch. She did a 3 camp clear into bot, so I guess she started on her blue. Yeah, she started on blue because she still has her red. I don't think I can really do anything here. Might as well just reset. Avoid fighting her on Scuttle. Sure, my bot lane was going to be there at some point. They weren't going to be there soon enough to where I would rather back so I can win top Scuttle fight. I'll always go for Radiant Virtue on Sejuani right now. Hearts still, Jack Show aren't really worth it. Radiant Virtue healing is completely out of tune. Very broken. Jace hasn't backed yet. We have the boots advantage. Oh yeah, I decided to go flash this game just because Ghost is really good on Sedge, but I wanted to give you guys a different flavor. Lock the stun I did. Auto Q. Auto E. Auto. Down she goes. And now this chick is screwed. I'll save stun. Wow, Varus attack speed's crazy. When he gets a kill or assist on champs, he gets a fudge load of extra attack speed. He shredded her super fast, even with Hellblades being on a cooldown. Go ahead and max our W first. We had item advantage on the Elise. Granted, it's mainly just the cloth armor, but still, in the early game, even against these mages, they're putting out auto attacks, which the cloth armor is going to help against. Got some quick vision of the Elise. Varus needs to be careful. He's about to get gimped. My Krugs and Raptors are up, so I'll go for Krugs first. Might as well. I'm going to leave that plan up. If it does hit her, I don't want her to know exactly where I am. If I hit it, she'll know. I'm not too worried about her necessarily invading me. She went Sork Shoes, which is good for ganks, but not great for solo fighting. It's a lot of gold to invest into something that doesn't help your solos that much. It's good for getting on top of people, landing stun, letting your teammates do the damage. If her ganks do not pan out, she'll fall super far behind building that. She's not going to be able to clear her camps very efficiently like that. And she's also delaying her first full item rush. Another point to our W. Nice pike hook. I love Tristana, man. I think Tristana is a fantastic champion, super underplayed. She's viable bot lane, mid, top, and low-key even as a jungler as well with a leashless clear. As long as you solo start Raps. Could go mid here. Hanivia's up pretty far and I could see where the Elise is. Pinging her out, not pinging my teammates. flash Q into this chick. Ooh, this seems to be warded. She started moving really fast. Okay, yeah, it was. She was edging away super, super quick before I even left the bush. Got with the East on. Go ahead and Q out. Varus is doing some decent damage. He missed his ability though. Kind of waiting for my passive to come up. Oh, I missed my slow. That was actually really bad, but Varus went for release anyway, so we weren't going to be able to get it. I put it at a really weird angle to where it wasn't even going to be able to reach. I can pick these up real fast without getting slowed because of passive. Flash Q. Down goes the Ashe. Almost killed my teammate there. Ah, that sucks. One stun on her and she's dead. We didn't have the abilities to get that. We'll pick up Scuttle real quick, and then we can move on to the rest of our camps here. Taking Dragon would be bad. We're missing a lot of health and our teammates are low. It would set up a huge throw. We'd be better off spending our gold first, or at least getting our HP back. Are you kidding me? Why didn't my monster finish it? Outrageous. Your friend is supposed to attack twice, doing AoE true damage. At this point, it should be doing over 23 per hit. Releases bot side. They might actually get Dragon now. If they die to that, it's gonna completely open up the map for the Elise. Pyke needs to stop juking and just run. Elise's abilities are already on cooldown. She's not 6, but then again, 6 isn't much of a power spike for her because she doesn't have a normal ultimate like a Fiddlesticks or a Malphite. She doesn't have a big 6 power spike. So annoying, man. She's wasting so much of both of our time. She did get my R though, so that was successful. She also got a Dark Harvest stack, so good for her. We stayed alive. We're gonna outscale her super hard as long as we don't die too much early on here. Basically, once we hit Radiant Virtue, I am gonna go for Merc Treads against their team because the Elise, Anivia, Raka are all magic damage, and then even Ashar is magic damage as well, which sounds funny to even mention, but it's true. It's a high base damage ability that is magic damage. Merc Treads will give really good value against their team. I mainly want it versus the double Sork Shoes. Merc Treads give more magic resist than Sork Shoes give penetration, thus overshadowing it, and it's like they never even bought them. Sork Shoes are such an expensive investment because the Merc Treads also give tenacity. Sork Shoes is literally just penetration, so I think it's one of the worst boots options in the game. Oh man, it's warded. Nasus is doing a decent job of staying alive. 0 deaths into a Jace. I gotta go for Herald here. Elise's bot side. My 80 carry is dead, so realistically they should get Dragon. Go ahead and ping it out. So it's missing. I like how it can use its attack. You can't actually CC the Heralds and Dragons or Barons. As funny as it looks for me to freeze it and just keeps attacking. Nice. I'm not going to waste Smite on this. There's no one over here. They get Dragon, I get Herald. Dragon's way better than Herald, though. That's the best trade we could make. Based on our positioning on the map, also based on our AD carry being dead. It wouldn't have made sense to go and fight for that. She's not farming that much anymore. She's mainly just playing for kills. I should be able to get her blue and Gromp here. R is up. Could we dive Jace actually? Yeah, Jace is actually dead if he steps up. WQ into him. He's super slowed. Got him with my R. Yeah, like I said, he's super slowed. One Nasus Wither and he's dead. Down goes Jace, and Jace blew his flash for that, which is much longer cooldown than a Nasus Ghost. I could have used my R sooner. I wasn't sure if he had flash or if he would be able to flash that wall. He did a good job of getting over that. I'm actually going to stay top. Because, I think Jace no flash or whatever. I need to punish him for his insolence. Plus, I know where the Elise is, so it's pretty safe as well. Go ahead and get our Q max second. They might know because he's making it somewhat obvious how he's standing. Like Elise might path for this. We're gonna WQ into him. Huh. Alright, this didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. I gotta run now. I'm gonna have to use flash to escape, possibly. That's kind of my bad. It was a big risk. On the bright side, they missed some minions, but ultimately not worth. In terms of loss mitigation, like Nasus had the back anyways, I guess. So dying there is the end of the world. But in hindsight, I shouldn't have done that. We couldn't kill Jace fast enough is the thing. Without Nasus R and with Jace having his gold spent, it made that situation too high risk. It's my bad. Too much of a limit test. At least we didn't die though, right? Nasus is at nearly 200 Q farm, 12-minute mark. That's really good. Because he gets a lower cooldown on his Q per level he puts in it. So at this point, since his Q's maxed, he can Q farm nearly every single minion. It's more impressive like what Nasus Q farm is where it's at in the first 12 minutes rather than at the 20 or 30-minute mark. Because early on, it's the hardest for him to last hit because he's getting pressured and he doesn't have the items or the all-in potential to farm safely. His level 6 that allows him to shine because when people overcommit to poke him, he can all-in kill with his R on. Oh, how did that miss? Dude, she's got a tiny hitbox. Yeah, you're gonna die, Jace. He really should have backed up. Hey, I got the assist on Anivia. Did he get withered? Yeah, he's currently withered. Gonna QW into him. Smite flash him. His flash should still be on cooldown. That's a plus 12. And then I'll lay this top. I kind of need to lay it anyways. Playing heavy for Nasus, you don't want to do that when he's pre-6, but when he's post-6 like this, it's whatever. It's kind of hard to gank their bot. They're dying so much on both sides of the aisle. It's hard to set anything up over there. I do want to get the dragons, though. Where's the bait? Bait! Q into W, auto E. I blocked her stun as well. Oh, nice. Auto into W, auto E, auto. She does have double buffs though. Auto Q, auto. At least we got her passive. It's whatever. We'll take it. Had to take some turret shots to do it. It's worth though. It's a weird trade. It was a 1-for-1 plus a Nivea passive. Don't know how I feel about that. We might lose Dragon off that. I want to soak this minion XP over the wall and bada boom, level 10. Let's go. The enemies are going to go straight for that, I'd imagine. Second item rush, definitely Sunfire. We need it for the damage output and tankiness. And you may say, oh, but they have so much magic damage. It's true. That's what I have the Merc Treads for. The health and magic resist from Radiant Virtue helps as well. It gives health, magic resist, and armor. Plus ability haste, and then obviously the healing after pressing R. Yeah, the healing's so good, man. Go ahead and lay that right there. As long as Pike helps me, we'll be able to take it super fast with the E-spam. It's even better if you have someone with high attack speed hitting it. Like a, I guess like Master Yi. Got it. That was a really bad smite though. Elise is low on health at least. Is this warded? Oh, this is bad. I got to slow with my R. It was not good though. Tristan is making some moves. Auto attack W. Auto. We're still in range for auto. Now we're not, so then we use Q. That's not good. Nivea gets the kill. Leandri's finishes her off. Nasus is on the split. Jace possibly AFK. I'm not sure. At least we got the dragon. My R was kind of pooped though. I was in a weird spot. If I end up breaking out in a position where it was hard to contribute. Hopefully Elise goes top here and I take a red for free. She may come over here. Nasus pops Ghost. He can't quite get away though. They have too much CC. Just keep playing for dragons. Dragons in team fight. I almost have my jungle item finished. I need one more camp. Varus is getting wrecked. This is a really bad fight. We get off the dash, kind of jump through it, and then speed up off of her with our smite. Man, I'm getting chunked. I need one more camp too for the... Is she playing for a dive here, or is she just going for Herald? She should just go for Herald. Wait, they got a bounty gold? We're only 3 kills up on them. What in the world? Guess that's Pike R for you. Pike R gives him so much gold that even though they're only 2 kills down, they take turret and they got a bounty for their team. An extra 250 gold split amongst the 5 players. I guess, what is that? 50 gold each on top of the gold the turret gave. Red buff healing us really fast. 45 health per second since we're out of combat with champs. Ashe is hard to deal with. Can almost get my Sunfire. Should really give this to Trist or Nasus. I don't necessarily need it. Let's pull it into the bush. W it away from where they're going to be. Auto attack E. And I have smite to finish it if someone shows up. Later, Elise. I don't want to give her the satisfaction of doing half my health. She is pretty fed. 9 kills. I have 8 assists. I have a little bit more CS. Once again, it's about staying alive. We're not falling behind in levels too much against her. R's up. I need to go mid here. Elise is about to do a play. I can smell it. Yep. I don't know why Varus is split pushing. Varus cannot split push. It's a very strange choice. He does end up getting the kill. Yeah, a little bit of follow-up. Probably not worth it, though. She's gonna drop down. There she is. We get off the slow. Flash auto E. I burned a lot for it, but it's worth. As awkward as that is. She lost her Dark Seal stacks is what mainly made that worth. Dragon fight up in 1 minute. All reset for Sunfire. Need to get our best items possible for this upcoming team fight. Now we need to go for Force of Nature. Need magic resist. The Nivea's doing most of the damage on their team, so is the Elise. Them combined 13 kills. They have over half their team's kills. Jace is pretty useless. I don't want to say that Ashe is useless, but if she spends her time hitting me, Nasus, Varus, and Trista are going to shred their team because I'm tankier than any of them are. They can't post up and just trade damage for damage. They'll lose that. They have to kind of get a really good pick with the Nivea Ashe CC, hold them still for long enough while Nivea R zones. Oh, there is Elise. QW. We get off the stun to cancel her R. Really need to kill this chick. I R the Jace at pretty much point blank range. Oh, that was so bad. I should have just queued into him and missed my W. That would have been the better option. I don't think he wins this. He's too far behind in items. I got them both with that W. I should have stayed on the Jace though. That was my mistake. I left him alone with the Trist there. They lose turret. I don't think we can get Dragon fast enough though. And Nivea at least are going to be prowling out. I really don't think we can take it fast enough. I'd rather just team fight again. Should start to consistently win them, especially if I pill a little bit better. Like on that last fight, if I stayed on top of Trist, then we could have taken Dragon with her shred. Nasus is up to full health. Boy, oh boy. My R is almost up as well. Got her W. Ooh. I don't have R for the Nivea. Stun into W. Down she goes. I at least got her with the slow. Oh, wait. Why am I going in? I just realized that none of my teammates are over here. I got phase rush, though. Okay, yeah, that was my bad. I thought we were still going in. Apparently, Nasus died at some point in that fight. Now they're going to get Dragon off of it. I was kind of just following up the Pyke because I could disengage. I needed to just let Pyke die there, so that's my fault. No one else was really ready to keep going in. It was just me and Pyke being goofballs. Goofy goobers. Gargoyle wouldn't be horrible at this point. I think I would still rather have Force in Nature for the movement speed. Ashe has Bork. Oof, that's gonna hurt us. Trist has 3 full item. You think that fight would have been super one-sided once Anivia died? It wasn't though. He's at 450 stacks. That should honestly be enough stacks. That's high enough to crack any squishy with 1 or 2 Qs. When you combine it with the Divine Sunder plus Q base damage. I think what we should do in the fights is we use our slow and our R on whoever, but I save my Q for important things like stopping Anivia R or peeling Jace off. Basically, I need to save 1 good CC for making sure that Jason at least can't get a kill or Anivia can't perpetuate her R. Thanks for the red buff, Ash. I appreciate that. Fight going on over here. Pyke is just dead. I blocked the stun. Hop over the wall. Trist is stunned for 10 years, man. We're hard losing these fights. Somehow Pyke's dying first in the fight when he has a speed up invisibility dash. If he's dying first, it's a really bad sign. Nasus is taking my blue as well. Oof. They at least went for a void staff. She kind of hurts. Got her with the stun. Down she goes. Yeah, Nasus is cracking. I'm gonna flash Q this. Goodbye, Anivia. Easy fight, man. As long as we can get on top of Anivia. Nasus should have kept going, honestly. He had it. Free Baron. And hopefully we can get the next dragon as well. Elise loses more for Dark Seal stacks. And it's part of the problem with Elise. Unless you're playing at a really high level, really clean, it's hard to get proper value out of that champion. Because if you drop any Dark Seal stacks or Mej stacks, the value she gives is too low. Way too low for the mid game. Slow into R. You can't get away from that. And the Pyke hook, Varus R, Pyke R. Blew everything for him pretty much. Oh well. Varus probably shouldn't have used R there. Let's get some mana back real quick. Passes on cooldown, so we're actually getting slowed by that. She's 3 full item plus stopwatch here. QW, got the slow. Into the stun. And I'm tanking the turret as well. Yeah, took it down to the last shot. Nasus basically wasn't having to tank it because we could just stand there on the edge of it. It peaked at 400 damage. After it's fully heated, it's like after 4 shots or something, you'll notice the damage doesn't increase. It goes up by roughly 25% per consecutive hit on champs. Why is Ashe able to jump and do this? I'll say worth just because Triss lives and she's probably going to kill their whole team now, hopefully. Because Ashe jumped past to kill me because I had 10 health or whatever. We'll take it. We have a lot of armor and magic resist, 66% resist on both. Plus phase rush. I think we should go for Thornmail here, so when Ashe or Jace chew into us, they take damage and they don't heal off of us at all. It's also easy to apply the 40% heal cut on it by your E stun or your Q knockup or your R stun as well. It's dragon fight time. We definitely have the bigger backline in terms of shred, as long as Anivia isn't allowed to keep her R up perpetually. So if someone can get a hard CC on her, most likely me, because Varus R won't cancel her R. It has to be Tristana R, one of my CCs, or Pike Hook. Pike probably isn't going to be able to jump on her and stun her. He's going to have to hook her. Free dragon. We'll take it. They probably think they outscale us. In some ways they do, but we have Nasus. He has above 500 stacks as well, which is more than enough. Get the R into W. Down she goes. She's already CC'd, so it made the R toss an easy choice. QW. Soraka has nowhere to go. That Pike deep flank wrecked them so hard. His deep engaged there. Left him with nowhere to go. He's on Mobies as well. He's really fast. He is incredibly fast. Hey, Sejuani. I can sit here and tank turret all day long. I'm literally tanking both turrets and you can't even tell. Yeah, Sej is something else, man. She's super tanky. We'll take a look at damage dealt, damage taken. Obviously, we're not going to be the most damage dealt with Radiant Virtue, though. Looking at damage dealt Timmy Champion, surprisingly, we had quite a bit, more than other players on Radiant Virtue Sejuani. For damage taken, we had the most in the game. For self-mitigated, we had way more than anybody else because all of our armor goes a long way. And for runes, really high value. Radiant Virtue Sejuani is legit, man. It's a lot of fun. You're super tanky. You have to focus on team fighting, proper clears, proper dragon fights. You have to stay away from solo fights because you'll lose pretty much all of them. If they have Conquer, Lethal Tempo, equal items, you're not going to win those fights, so just keep that in mind. If you guys enjoyed the Sejuani video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. My name is King Sticks. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.